In the small town of Olorufemi, there lived a woman named Adesewa, the woman who talked less. People noticed it from the beginning. She greeted politely, answered when spoken to, and smiled when necessary, but she never lingered in conversations. While others laughed loudly at the compound or argued endlessly at meetings, Adesewa listened. She always listened. And because she talked less, people talked about her. Some said she was proud, some said she was hiding something, others whispered that quiet women were dangerous women, but none of them knew her story. Adesewa was not born quiet. As a child, she talked a lot. She sang while sweeping and asked questions that annoyed adults and laughed freely. Her voice filled the compound like bird song until the day it was taken from her. She married young, full of hope and softness. Her husband Kule was charming in public and cruel in private. The first time he raised his hand at her, she cried and spoke. She explained, she begged, she asked why. He told her, "Too much talk brings trouble." Each time she spoke up, the punishment worsened. When she reported to elders, they told her to endure. When she ran to family, they sent her back. When she prayed aloud, heaven felt silent. So Adesewa learned something powerful and painful. Words did not protect her, silence did. Slowly her voice withdrew, not from fear, but from survival. After Kunle's sudden death, an illness no one expected, Adesewa returned to Olorufemi alone with her son and a quiet presence that unsettled people. She built a small life, she farmed, she sold vegetables, she raised her son with patience and discipline, but she kept very close to herself and she spoke very little. At meetings, she listened. During arguments, she kept her eyes lowered. When insulted, she did not respond. This made people uncomfortable. How can someone be so calm? Does she not have anger? Is she even normal? Some took advantage of her silence. Traders tried to cheat her. Neighbors pushed boundaries. A local official once tried to seize her land, assuming she would not resist. But they were all wrong. When the land dispute reached the village council, people expected Adesewa to sit quietly as usual. But she stood up. The room fell silent. Her voice, when it came, was not loud, but it was steady, clear, sharp like a blade polished by time. She spoke facts, dates, boundaries, witnesses. She spoke without insult, without trembling, without anger. Every word landed where it were meant to. The council listened. The officials stammered. His lies fell apart. By the time Adesewa sat down, the decision was clear. The land was hers. That day, people learned something important. A woman who talks less is not weak. She is choosing when to speak. Her son learned by watching. Adesewa never taught her son long lectures. She taught him by example. When he was angry, she listened before correcting him. When he failed, she did not shout, she guided. When he succeeded, she smiled more than she spoke. As he grew older, he once asked her, "Mother, why don't you talk like other women?" She looked at him and said quietly, "Because not every voice needs noise to be heard." Those words stayed with him forever. Years passed, Adesewa became known not for her silence but for her wisdom. When people were confused, they sought her. When families fought, they asked her to mediate. When women were hurt, they came to sit beside her, sometimes without words. She never forced advice. She waited until asked, and when she finally spoke, people listened, because her words were never wasted. Adesewa was not quiet because she was broken. She was quiet because she had learned that not every battle needs shouting, that listening is a form of power, that peace is louder than arguments, and that a woman does not need to explain herself to everyone.